In the last few weeks, this pond's gone quite feral. I am really lazy, and this pond's been quite neglected. I have been rinsing off the sponges in the filters regularly in the hope I could bring it back into balance without the need for a big clean. Whenever possible, I do prefer to let my ponds find their own way, but as I watch this system, I feel I'm in an algae boom and bust cycle. The algae seems to grow, then it starves, then it re-releases its nutrients back into the water, and then it grows again. This cycle can be on an endless repeat unless I do something or the pond finds its own way to export or consume the excess nutrient. But it seems at the moment this pond is overwhelmed and me cleaning the filters isn't cutting it, so I plan on doing a bigger than normal clean to remove some of the nutrient, but try and preserve as much good biology as I can. So if you'd like to see how I do that, stick around. I'll talk about best practices and how I don't always follow the best practices. But if you don't know me, I'm Kev, and my aim is to help people build and maintain a pond without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, you might like to subscribe and visit my website, ozponds.com. This pond is a pond kit pond, and it is quite expensive to buy, but I do have guides here on YouTube and the website that show how you can build these types of ponds using cheaper alternatives. And I'm using a pond vacuum because it's quick and easy and I own one. But I will talk about an alternative if you don't own one. So the best practice is to preserve as much water as you can from the pond. I'm not, as I don't have a big enough vessel, and it is summer here and the garden can use the water. The inhabitants of the pond are used to this aged water, and it most likely has plenty of tiny organisms that are quite beneficial. But as I drain the pond, I'm basically doing a massive water change, and this goes very much against common wisdom. I have the potential to dramatically change water parameters and stress the fish. I don't keep expensive fish in my ponds, and I'm very confident that they can withstand any fluctuations. I will be using rainwater to do the top up. And I guess that's one of the reasons I'm not worried, because at certain times of the year, there are rain events and large amounts of the pond water can be replaced with fresh water during those events, and the fish don't get bothered by it at all. So I'm draining the water down to the lowest shelf, but not fully emptying the pond. In these types of ponds, there's shelves to place rock and pebble, and it also gives you different depths for different plants. But here it's helping me with cleaning, as I can leave the fish inside the pond and they can swim around in the bottom of the pond, and I can rinse off all the dead algae and sediment that's built up on the rock and pebbles in the shelves above. I'm just using a garden hose, not a pressure washer. I see the pros like to use their pressure washers, and that's good at saving water, but I worry that it'll blast away so much beneficial biofilms that are on the rock and pebble. My main aim on this clean is trying to remove as much dead algae as I can. The biofilms that coat rock and pebble are quite helpful at locking up nutrients and providing a base food for the food chain inside the pond. I'm also not removing any of the plants inside the pond, as I'm already shocking the system enough. The plants are going to help compete with any nutrients that were locked away in sediments that I've inadvertently stirred up and released. The plant roots are also holding sediments in place, and those are again beneficial at locking up nutrient that the plants can then use. So I rinsed off the top shelves of the pond and removed the dirty water, then did it again and again and again. I think I did it 3 or 4 times until the water in the bottom of the pond looked quite clean, and it looked like I had got the majority of the dead algae out. I'm not aiming for spotless, I'm simply trying to prevent this constant re-release of nutrients that is stored in the decomposing algae. If you don't have a vacuum, you can just use your pond pump to drain the water, or a dirty water pump if you have one. Again, you just sit it in the bottom shelf. The biomedia that lives in the waterfall filter I placed in one of my other ponds so it didn't dry out while I was cleaning. The bacteria living on the surface of the pond should be okay, as it's mostly stayed wet, although it is inevitable that I lost a certain percentage. So while I was filling the pond, I added in some liquid bacteria that I had on hand. It certainly can't hurt. If you didn't have rainwater and you use tap water like from the city supply, it's going to have chlorine or chloramine in it, and that's going to kill bacteria. And that just means it might take longer for the pond to bounce back. But before you do add your filter media or turn on the pumps, add a water conditioner to neutralise the chlorine or chloramine. That way the bacteria in your filters should be fine. It took me about 40 minutes to drain the pond, and I think it took me twice that to refill it. So now we wait and see what happens. I do expect some algae to return, but hopefully I've removed enough nutrient and preserved enough processing capability that the pond can quickly balance and go back to normal. The fish seem fine, and it's nice seeing clean pebble and super clear water again. I never really know what's going to happen because every pond is different, but I know I've removed some nutrient and I did my best to preserve the things that will help process what I couldn't get. If I had been doing regular filter maintenance, I probably wouldn't have had this problem, but I just let it go for too long. But that's one of the reasons that I like bog filters in intake bays, because they can absorb so much more waste and nutrient before they become overwhelmed. I also like that I can clean out each part independently. But anyway, that's how I did a quick reset on this pond. If you want to know how it's going, ask me in the comments. This video will go live 3 or 4 weeks after I did the clean. It might be full of more algae or humming along beautifully, who knows. But either way, I hope you got something useful from this video, and if you want to learn how to build a low maintenance pond on a budget, visit ozponds.com. Thanks for watching. See ya.